Let's be having you. Manchester United have won a game, and attackingly, I think we played all right, pals. I think we played all right. How are we? Let's be having you. Early bird like Natalie. Big up, Natalie. Ten Hag should be made to pay for his crimes not playing Ahmad and Amrabat early in the season. Yeah, definitely. Knowing before the Arsenal game, I dropped a comment under one of your videos where I stressed there is no reason not to play Ahmad and Amrabat more. Look at them both now. It's in rocket science. 100%. 100%, bro. 100%, people. Hopefully, some of the lads are on their way. But anyway, regardless, we do this. We do this anyway. Big up. A says, Ten Hag criminal kept them on the bench throughout the season. Yep. 100%. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late now, isn't it? See, we play a bit more compact even tonight. We play even with Johnny Evans and Casemiro. We go halfway line. We squeeze the game a little bit. Teams more compact. No big spaces. Yeah, at times, we carried our luck in defense because they could have made right decisions and they could have scored more goals, Newcastle. But we rode our luck at times. But I'm telling you, I like to see the team play like that. That's what I want. I want more compact. So where is this idea to play compact? Where has it been all season, regardless of the fucking injuries? Where has it been, people? Where has it been? Big up to all of you, man. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. We're shadow banned, as you know. We are demonetized, as you know, people. So please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, Manchester United win a game. It was an entertaining game, end-to-end at times. But it was none of this really basketball to vacation. And I was so happy for Rasmus and Ahmad, obviously. We already know what we said about Ahmad, man. Ahmad, everybody, all fans have said what they needed to say about Ahmad. We don't need to worry about him too much. You know what I mean? He's a good player, and he should have played more. 100%. Should have played more. But it is what it is, people. It is what it is. But please smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Massive. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're on the road to 10K. We're doing some Euro watch-along in the Euros. We'll be doing a bit of a watch-along, I promise you. You can all tune in. A bit of international football analysis. Hey, you're having a bit of that? We're having it. But yeah, the fans were in good spirits tonight. I mean, that's all we want as fans. I don't want to be moaning about the flipping owners. I don't want to be moaning about the manager or the coaching staff or the medical team. I want to just see my team play decent football, win, lose, or draw. That's all I want. But the fact that he played more compact against Arsenal and tonight we saw it again, it's like, what the fuck have you been doing all majority of the season, Eric Ten Hag? What have you been doing? Did we need to get battered 4-0 at our Palace for the penny to drop in his head? Wow. Big up. Hangani. Big up to you. Appreciate you, lad. Appreciate you. I don't know where people are tonight, honestly. I've sent them all. I've sent some of them the link. I don't know where they are. But let me know what you thought. Let me know what you guys thought, man. Let me know what you guys. Let me know what some of you thought, people. I thought it was yeah, man. Big up to you. Big up to Alien Tenor. Yeah, big up Nuri in the chat. I'm about Menu have plenty in the final. Yeah, let's hope. We hope and pray. Rashford still didn't look good, no aggression or nothing. Yeah, you could say that. But to be fair, he did set up a goal, didn't he? Was it me or am I mistaken, or did he set up a goal? And he could have had one for himself, other than there was a good block from the Newcastle defender. So he looked a little bit on. But big up to everybody, man. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Yeah, tonight, I thought the game, the way we started the game, I thought Manchester United, I thought the first 7 minutes was all Newcastle. Then we came into it. Their away form, if you check out their away form has been horrendous. They're like, yeah, their away form is horrendous. And we actually played a lot better in the first half than the second half. They've got a lot of players coming back from injuries. We saw the Brazilian guy, Joe Linton, the Latin American kid, the right winger. So yeah, he came on, you know. So yeah, Isaac was disappointing tonight. But what's his name played well for them. The ex-Everton player, Gordon, he played well. He played well and he scored, didn't he? But yeah, I thought it was a foul on, I don't know how he looked on television, but in the stadium it looked like there was a foul on Johnny Evans when he came out to block the ball. Somebody tripped him up. But it's with Amrabat Ahmad, we're good. I don't understand why they haven't had minutes before. This is it, bro. This is it. Shout out to Aaron. Saw Aaron there tonight. Shout out Saeed. Shout out Mupsi. Yeah, man. It was good vibes. Manchester United won a game and we saw 3 goals. You know, 3 goals. And there was a bit of aggression tonight. But the most important thing is the team shape. I cannot stress this enough to you guys. The team shape. And Amrabat was putting his foot in it. He was putting his foot. He was putting it about. That's what he was doing. He was putting it about. So yeah, big up. Therapy Army. We are live and direct right now. I'm sweating. I've just cycled back from Old Trafford. So please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Damn, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on? 1 second, people. Give me a minute. Oh, my God. Internet is having a mare tonight. Big up to everybody. Still nobody's about here. Nobody's here, but let me know what you guys thought. Who else played well tonight? Who else did you think played well? He gave us physicality. Amrabat gave us physicality. Ahmad gives us a bit more composure and intensity and quality on the ball. That's what he gives us. That's the difference. But why are you playing compact football now, Eric Ten Hag? That's the effing question. Why are you playing compact football? I thought the first half, a couple of times we rode our luck. They've had a couple of decent chances. There was the one that was cleared off the line, if I'm not mistaken, by Casemiro. Yeah, and then Joe Linton was winning headers. That was worrying as well. At times, I thought Wan-Bissaka was sleeping again. For their goal. Back post, he's sleeping again. Sleepy Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But yeah, I thought attacking, I thought Scott McTominay played well. I know he hasn't got the quality, but I'm glad that he actually rested. He rested Rasmus. I'm actually glad that happened. That he actually rested Rasmus. I'm really happy about that. So yeah, there we go, people. Casemiro, yeah, he did well. At times he wasn't composed, but most times he won the ball and he was composed. Big up to you, Julio. Yeah, let's hope, man. Let's hope. Too late for Amrabat to be solid. Fling him. Listen, he's not had a chance, that's it, to be fair. He's not had a chance. Remember, he came on against Man City and then he gave the goal away. I think he's the type of player that needs to start the game. He needs to start the game. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, big up to you, Milestones. 2 million. Big up to you. Amrabat is very good. To be tempted to keep him with the transfer fees. Low Diallo, breath of fresh air. Keeps the ball, makes the right decision, and has a goal in him. Casemiro can't play centre back. No, 100%. No fucking chance. we're getting smashed if he plays centre back. I think I don't think even he's formed to play midfield. I would play different tactic for me in the final. I would play Casemiro and Kobe in midfield. Casemiro, Kobe, and Amrabat in midfield. I will play those three in midfield and play Ahmad and play Bruno as the first 9 and bring Rasmus on. That's what I would do. That's just me, people. That's just me. Yeah, exactly. But it's too late, Milestone. It's too late, bro. Why has he not done it most season? I don't know what I've done to people. Have I sent them the wrong? Let me just double check. I don't know where Bumbaye is. I think Bumbaye is sleeping. Bumbaye has gone to bed, people. He's gone to bed. Bumbaye has gone to bed. Bumbaye has gone to bed. Bumbaye has gone to bed. Jarvis will be with us in a minute. Jarvis will be with us in a minute. I'm texting the boys, seeing where Tom's about. Tom's about. Better watch out. Tom's early bed as well. He's gone to bed, Tom. Don't know where he is. Let's all be coming on in a minute. Let's all be coming on in a minute, people. Spare with me. As I get the troops. As I get the troops in the house. Facts. Exactly. Exactly, Ross. Honestly, yeah, exactly. 100%. 10 fraud, mate. Honestly. To me, it's the open spaces, this basketballification of football. The open spaces is what killed me majority of the season. That's why I've not been going to games. That's why I was like, what's the point of me watching some bullshit football where there's massive gaps between the defense and the midfield and the attack? No, compact. Manchester United tonight in shape. When Newcastle had the ball between their back four, Manchester United were in shape. We weren't sitting too deep. We closed the gaps. We closed the gaps and we look better. But is it too late? That's the question for me to ask you guys. Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too little too late from Eric Ten Hag? That's the question you want to know. That's the question I'm asking you guys. Is it too little too late? Let's know if you're about jump on, bro. Jump on. Exactly what's he. He effed us, man. The question is it too late? Is it too little too late? That basketball, the vacation football that he's been playing. Yeah. Amrabat brought a bit of composure in the midfield. And Ahmad brings quality. We've been talking about him. Is it too late? Too little? Way too late. What are you talking about? That's not Johnny Evans and Casemiro are not solid defense. Do you think that's solid? DJ Superfly? DJ, do you think that is there you go. Was he he's done, he's saying. Too late for what? For the sack, that's what I'm asking. Is it too late? No, no. Is it too late? Now we're saying the last couple of games of the season, Manchester United playing compact football where there's no huge gaps like the Sahara fucking desert or Niagara Falls. You know what I mean? That's the bit that I'm like, what's the point of me going to the stadium, spending my money to watch shit? Worse than Sunday league tactics. Football is about condensing the spaces and staying compact. Bruno again tonight gave the ball away, whacking the balls. But at times, because of Amrabat and Ahmad, he kept the ball. He kept the ball moving. He wasn't trying to hit that long ball because he doesn't have a sprinter on the pitch. So he played different tonight, Bruno. But still, at times, he whacks the ball. He loses the ball too easy for my liking. Big up to you. Big up to everybody. Listen, I'm going to ask you, Superfly. Is it too late? Serious question. Why has Eric Ten Hag sabotaging Ahmad? He's literally our best player. Well, this is him, bro, innit? This is it. We said it, bro. Ahmad. And even he came out. He came out and was like, yeah, he's putting it in training. He deserves a chance. So like, why the fuck are you not playing him? He talks sometimes, Eric Ten Hag. Like, he's not in charge of the football. He's not in charge of the team. Like somebody else is in charge. It's ludicrous. But let's get back to the game. Let's stick to the game. How did you think we played tonight? How did it look on television? How did it look? Because for me, tactically, it looked like we were more composed. We looked like we played two in the pivot, you know? And it wasn't just Amrabat by himself. I thought Kobe got around. You can tell Kobe's still fatigued. But brilliant finish. I don't know if Ahmad meant that, but brilliant pass to him. And then calm and composed put it bottom corner. And we rode our luck at times. We did. But let's put it in the perspective it is. This Newcastle, who have been absolutely ravaged by injuries. And tonight even, look, they played, who did they play at the back tonight? They played the left back, two left backs as centre-halves tonight. Dan Burnham, and forgot the other guy who's been there for years, man. Is it Matt Ritchie? Is it Ritchie? Is it Matt Ritchie? Or am I thinking about some other player? I'm sorry, DJ. The manager can set the team up to have systematic, structured team that's compact. That's the bit where you're not answering. You're not answering that. You're not answering that. Stop giving me, yes, all these things that you said he has to deal with. But why is he, none of this, all the things that you said here have stopped him from playing more compact. Why? Did we get whacked 4-0 by Crystal Palace for him to see it and go, actually, the spaces are what's killing us? Tom, how are you? International Man of Mystery. 00 Tom. Where are you, Tom? Let's be having you, lad.
Big up,
Where
lads.
are you? Hills? In the 7 Hills?
Yeah. Yeah, for now, yeah, for now.
Talk to me. How did you see the game, Tom?
Yeah, it's, it weren't bad from what I watched on TV. Look, the best way we can all, I think, agree upon it anyway is, we've said about Eric Ten Hag, he needed to adapt the way that we played so we didn't get ran through midfield. Now, there was... The best way that I can see it is, you take the Palace game, it was ran through midfield. You take... it was Arsenal, when we played them, there wasn't the spaces in midfield. We clogged it up completely. This game was kind of... It was kind of in between both of the Palace and the Arsenal performances, because I saw elements of where Newcastle got on the ball and they drive through midfield. But in other parts, especially when we had the ball, we looked so much more disciplined and controlled in the game. I think it was a lot better from us tonight. And look, I don't know, what it can be down to, whether it's the last game of the season and playing in front of fans. But I've said my message to these players, especially, was, if you don't want to play for this manager, fine. If you've got that in your mindset that you don't believe in this guy or whatever, or maybe they've been told something that we don't know. That's fine, but play for the badge, play for the fans. That's the minimum that I expect for Manchester United players. And tonight there was a bit of a desire and fight from some of the players. Look, the first goal with Cobby, the way that we was working, the angles especially when we actually got the ball further up the pitch, there was a bit of movement in the front line today, and I don't know if it was because we didn't play with a natural number 9. And midfielders, the thing with midfielders like Bruno is that they understand where the spaces are to target if they're not the player who's going to move the ball through. McTominay is a brilliant example for it when he makes those darted runs into the box and everything. But the one thing, especially with the Cobby goal, I think it was more of a ill discipline from Trippier than it was more of a moment of luck for Mino. But when he took the first touch anyway in that sort of position for the kid, and then just to swivel on it and put it in the corner, it was good. It was good discipline, good finish from the kid. I mean, Newcastle, to their credit anyway, they got in some good areas, but the final ball was poor. It was completely poor. If you got Steve on again, I think he'd probably agree with me in saying I don't think Newcastle's midfield, especially in terms of quality, was anything good tonight. But I think with the way that we sort of grew into the game after the first half, and there was that element of control. And again, like I say, when we got to grips with the game and we understood that Newcastle weren't going to almost go full gun ho against us, there was an element of let's try and sit in the game partially and see where it can get us. But like I say, we got the goals. The Ahmad goal in particular, he'd been targeting it all night. And Newcastle, I don't know for whatever reason why, in the first half it was like we had 2 or 3 corners. It was like a Scholes pass that he pinged into him, and he didn't catch it right. I think it was on the second time that he tried it. He didn't catch it right, fair enough. I would have thought that Newcastle going into half-time, the set-piece coach would have drilled the defenders, especially on it, and the players, to say you can't allow space for any player to have that much room, either on the ball line, in the 18-yard box, or in the box, to have a swing at goal. You can't do it. But they didn't do that effectively. And look, for all the warrant of trying, they was going to try that many times. It was going to come off at once. I thought Ahmad, especially in the game, he spun, I think it was Kraft who was playing at fullback, or Trippier. I know they kept swapping on sides and everything, but listen, this debate around Anthony and Ahmad, I think it needs to be shut down now. I've seen it for the last couple of performances. I saw it against Liverpool, saw it tonight. I saw it against Arsenal as well. He's a proper wide player, guys. Direct, wants to run at people, 3 or 4 players, doesn't hesitate. He'll still run directly at them. And I want players like that. And they're the players that I have a little bit of faith in. And do you know what? I'd give more opportunity and I'd give more time to that Ahmad, see what levels he can reach. I've seen what Anthony can reach, and he's reached fuck all in 18 months. Give this kid 18 months and let's see where we can progress with him.
100%.
But Højlund again coming off the bench, I think, again, he had a point to prove. He wasn't in the starting lineup for whatever reason. I don't know if it was fitness or anything. I didn't hear anything beforehand. But coming in the game, made a decent impact, dragged the ball away from the defenders anyway, so he could get a bit of space. And look, he gets a bit of fortune with it going through, I think it was Lewis Hall's legs, and it went in the bottom corner. But, we see him do that many a time, but the defenders normally put the back into him and they give away the free kick. He didn't have that little bit of space. And I don't know if it wasn't because they didn't play against a proper number 9 who was backing into them for most of the game. So they wasn't expecting, or they wasn't got to grips with, that sort of playing style with us. But yeah, I thought the substitutions was decent in the game. Højlund, I think, again, come on at the right sort of time. I don't know about with Rashford and everything. Listen, I know we'll probably get onto some things that are going around social media about that he's had an altercation with a fan in the stand or whatever. But like I say, with the actual team, they've left Old Trafford on a high. If it is Eric Ten Hag last game, as a courtesy to him, I think the players have done him a good service and a good justice, because it is a good way to send off for the season. But more or less, anyway, with these players, you've got something to play for, lads. I do think that they are forgetting that when we've seen the performances in recent weeks. You have got an FA Cup final to prepare for and play for. So keep the discipline. I like Amrabat in midfield. I think he's made a massive difference, plugging some of the holes and the gaps that we have had. But the consistency of it, I don't want Casemiro at centre half. I'll be very honest with you. We've tried it, we've tested it. I'm struggling with it. I really am struggling with it. For a guy who's brilliant in the air at the opposition box, he can have not defending our own box. I don't think it suits him well at all. But look, if we get Martinez fully fit for the final, I'll be happy with that. I don't care if he plays the kids against Brighton and does proper drills with the players for City. But no, it was a better performance. I think in large parts of the game, like I said, we had the control, discipline was good, and at the end of the day, guys, I had a couple of players on the pitch who, do you know what, they got me off the edge of my seat a bit. But I said this for I've said this for months and a couple of weeks. Why he's not reverted back to this, which got him so many results last season, and we could have done it even with the few numbers that we've got in the squad. But at the end of the day, like I said, we'll take the 3 points. We'll take a minus. We can put a -1 off of the goal tally. I still don't think we'll get in the positive goal difference, but it's something that we can take, yes. But I know I'm clutching at straws. But no, I thought it was better. It was much better tonight. But he could have done this months and weeks ago.
Listen, big up, Tom. I just want to say this quickly. Big up to Lesso and a big up to Jarvis. Welcome, guys. I hope you guys are well. I just want to say this. No, it was Newcastle fans that booed him. It was Newcastle fans that booed him. I came out of the stadium. I'm not clapping those dickheads. I'm not. They've thrown in the season. I'm not clapping them. But it was Newcastle. As I was walking out, I saw an old friend. I used to sneak into the games when we were kids, so I was chatting to him for a bit, and I could hear Newcastle fans, some of them who stayed behind that were booing when Ten Hag tried to get on the mic. But Southgate, no, I won't be going to games. I won't be going to the stadium. No, I will not be going to the stadium whatsoever. If Southgate becomes manager, don't even.
His assistant were there tonight, Steve Holland.
Don't even.
Steve Holland were in the standard, and
yeah, who was he watching? Who was he watching? Was there any English players on the pitch?
They were watching Gordon, apparently. Anyway, that's who was targeting. But he'll have been watching everybody. Cobby and been watching a lot of the kids.
Yeah, big up. Jim the Rat Judas says it's too late for both Eric Ten Hag and Ahmad. I'm working on an Anglo-Saxon squad. That's what Jim will fix it. Chant means. Big up to you.
Salty.
100%. Big up to you. Jarvis, how did you see that game? I thought tonight, again, just from my point of view, I thought we're a bit more compact, even with two slow centre halves at the back. We played halfway line football. We pressed the ball. We went after the ball. I thought I liked the Rasmus, actually. I like the fact that he did tonight. And he looked a bit more fresher when he came on and he took his goal fantastically well. But yeah, McTominay and Bruno interchanging. But yet again, Bruno doing his headless chicken. Even Dubravka, who's horrendous on the ball, took the ball around him because somebody's just running at you. Like, square. No angle to his press. Just very square. Like that. And then he just sidestepped him. But I thought he was giving the ball away at times. But then at times I thought the way Amrabat and Ahmad were playing, a bit more possession-based football, keeping it simple, keeping the ball moving, that at times he understood that a little bit. But I didn't see again Amrabat by himself. I thought he brought us physicality. Maybe he could have given a penalty away. I don't know if that's a penalty, on Gordon. I don't know if it's a penalty.
No.
But at the end of the day, he gave us physicality. He chased people down. And I thought him and Kobe complemented each other. They were always close to each other. When we were in possession and we were out of possession, they were always close to each other. And that is what I want to see. Casemiro, again, at times diving in, both feet nowhere near the ball. At times he was composed, he was reading it. Evans, I didn't like the fact that Joe Linton was winning headers. I think 3 or 4 corners, Joe Linton won the first header. And, any other day, maybe he could have scored some of those goals. But at the end of the day, the question I want to ask you is, bit further, so give me your match reaction, and then the question to follow up is, it's too late. We saw the team, Eric Ten Hag can play compact, right? It's too fucking late, and Super DJ is saying here, he's not had the right players available. Oh, come on, DJ. Listen, regardless who's available, you can play compact football. You can play that football. We showed a combined age of 69 at the back, and we were halfway line tonight. Why? So give me your match analysis, and then answer me that question. Big up to Jim the Rat.
Yeah, first of all, when you say compact football, I didn't think we were particularly compact. You could see there were openings, there were spaces for Newcastle to exploit, but we had Amrabat. He was constantly running around and trying to fill all the gaps. Sometimes he looks a little bit slow, a little bit out of tempo, but he never gives up. He's always there. As long as he can get into contact with the player, he's fine, because he's like a tank. He's built, he's strong arms. But Mainu and I think Diallo has a good connection. You can see them linking up very well, playing it simple. And Amrabat too, and the thing with Amrabat, what I like about him is he doesn't look very elegant when he's on the ball, but you never know which way he's going to go. It's not predictable when it comes to Amrabat. He can go both left and right. So it's more difficult for the team to defend against midfielders like that, because sometimes we have people always, we have been left-sided all season long, but we play much more on the right when we have Amrabat on the pitch. And he plays it simple, and he takes down the tempo sometimes, and that's important. But we can't keep running up and down all the time. First half, we had more control. We tried to play out from the back in the beginning, but the Newcastle was extremely aggressive. So it was very hard for us to do that. So the players soon understood that it wasn't possible to build out. So Onana started pinging long balls, and he was pretty accurate in the first half, and we won most of the duels because we tried to avoid Dan Burn. In the second half, when he came out, we started pinging it at the same, but Dan Burn took care of McTominay, and Onana always tried to find McTominay. So we every time we got the ball out, it came straight back into her face because we lost the duels. So then Newcastle scored. It was a little bit hectic sometimes. I think we inverted back to this tennis type of football. So the second half wasn't really good. I think Newcastle had big chances. They could have won it. They had, I would say, 4 really big chances, and we only had like 2, maybe 3. Newcastle is a good team. I think we can improve. We have some passengers still who doesn't contribute in the way I would like to see. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is very limited going forward again and again. Every time he tried.
He made the mistakes tonight. He was lackadaisical again.
Yeah, and he was sloppy on his passing.
Sloppy. And sloppy. That's what I said. He gave the ball away. I thought the times where we were not compact, I think in possession, everybody got behind the ball. When majority of Newcastle had the ball, everybody got behind the ball, and everybody was trying to do their pressing, and there was no shadow pressing. What was it that when they won the ball on a transition, when we gave the ball away, then it was they could run at the back 4. But at times Casemiro slowed them down. At times it was Evans. At times Onana made the save. But Newcastle didn't finish well. They didn't take the opportunities. Like I said, we rode our luck. What I mean by compact, drivers, please try to understand me, is that in terms of a shape, we moved together as a team. There was no gap between the defense. There wasn't a gap between the defense this much, like majority of the season, right? Yep. The defense moved with us, right? The attack and the midfield were closer together. Everybody's like 10, 15 yards closer to each other. And before, that wasn't happening. It was nowhere to be seen. So
Yeah, but
that's
you got to
what I'm.
remember, since McTominay and Bruno was up front, we didn't have a striker. We always play with the box. We have Bruno, McTominay up front. We have Mainu and Amrabat, and we have Evans and Casemiro. So it's very strong central line, and we let actually Newcastle play around us in a way.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gave the ball out wide. Yeah, they had the ball out wide, and they kept
Mm.
coming because they wanted to come. We protected it, but for me, there's a big difference systematically and structurally to the fucking team. What I was not seeing was that huge open spaces, and that's why I'm not been going to the stadium, because I'm like, why am I paying money to watch shit like that? Why?
There were openings in the second half. You know, with
No, it was
the
100%.
3-on-1 with Amrabat when he was defending and slide
Yeah,
tackling
yeah.
Isak's.
Yeah, but it was because we gave the ball away in dangerous mistakes,
Yeah.
and they turned us over. Before, what I'm saying, majority of the season, teams were just running at us structurally when we had the ball. They win the ball, and there's huge gaps. And in that moment, we were losing the ball in horrible spaces and horrible places. But in terms of the shape, I thought aspect of our play was mid to low block, and we pressed. We squeezed when we needed to press. The defense was not. Many times I sat near the halfway line tonight, right? And I could see where Casemiro was, where Evans was, almost halfway line when we had the ball, when we were dictating play, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
Big up, Lesso. But listen, to me, the question is, Jav, is it too late? The difference, what you've seen in the way we are, that's what I'm talking about. The system we're playing is different to the majority of time what we played this season.
What do you mean by too late? Too late for Ten Hag, or too late for this season? Obviously, too late for this season. You know, we will still come in 7th or 8th.
No, I'm talking about Ten Hag. Ten Hag.
No. We still have one out left, and that's the FA Cup final. So we can still salvage his tenure if he wins that game. But I think for me, he shows some good things, you know, and he tries to learn. You know, it's easy to sit there and criticize him, but today I think he set up his team in a good way. I think he chose the right players in his selection. I think his subs came at the right time, and it was effective. So today I can't say nothing about Ten Hag. So let's just pray and hope that this continues.
Yeah, big up. Big up to you. Lesso, what did you think about the game?
Yeah, big up to the panel.
Big up.
And once again to the chat. With regards to the game, guys, yeah, there were good things that I saw. Obviously, you know, how Ten Hag adapted his tactics. You know, yet again, he got it spot on with the substitutions as well. In-game management was on point. And in terms of making sure that there's very little spaces in midfield for Newcastle to exploit. And you know, that's a great improvement on top of that. I can also say, you know, a lot of people are not found with the whole Bruno false nine. It worked perfectly in this game. Now, I'm not to say that this will work in the next game. So I'm hoping that you know, he doesn't use the situation that he like the same setup in terms of playing against Man City, you know, in the final. I think we will be destroyed if we do that. But in this game, it was perfect, you know, in terms of making sure that Newcastle don't have space. And as well, I saw a lot of times. I think we still left players like Newcastle players having spaces just outside of the box. And I did complain about this. I don't understand the whole thing of all of us running into the box and then, you know, leaving spaces just outside of the D-line area for anyone to exploit. It's a huge problem. City have players that can just score goals for fun from there. Real Madrid found out they found out the wrong way as well. You know, they're on the wrong side of that in the Champions League. You cannot give them space there. There has to be man marking. We have to learn to man mark, and we could actually concede less. But overall, the performance was way much better. You know, credit to the guys, to the players. They actually gave it their all. Ten Hag learned a couple of lessons. I'm just hoping he can keep with this consistency, you know, going forward. If they were to keep him for one more season, I want to see him adapt. I would like to see him adapt to games. I'd like to see him manage games better. I would like to see him also rotate, because now the thing is, we all know how difficult the Premier League is. We all know how fast and furious it is. So you need these players fit as much as possible. And yeah, no, a good game from Amad Diallo as usual. Still criminal that he's only getting his chance now. Just feel like it's slightly too late for him now, for Ten Hag now to actually, keep his job, because I personally don't think that final is it's just coming at the wrong time. We're meeting a City that is very angry, and definitely they'll be bouncing off after that league title win, because they will win the league title. So, but yeah, good to see Amrabat as well. We said he should have started playing. I still do not understand how he's only playing now. That's another player we just wasted a whole season of. So I'm
Let's
just,
go. Is it too late for
I'm
you,
just
for Eric Ten
conflicted.
Hag, for you? Is it too little, too late for Eric Ten Hag to start playing a bit more structured in a system? Is it too little, too late? That's the question.
You see, if he did this, I would have a different opinion if he did this 7 games or 8 games ago. I think it's just fine margins. I feel like it's just too late. It's too late.
Yeah, but he did
already,
this against
because
City.
it took
Against
him-
City, he had the same setup, Lesso, with the Bruno in the false line
Yeah.
and the box midfield. We
Actually,
lost that game 3-1, but he
yeah.
did
Oh,
it.
yeah,
We had
yeah.
the same tactics.
the only thing why I disagree with, it wasn't the same tactic, Jarvis. We sat back, we did a low block, a very low block. We were camped
Low
inside
block,
our
yes.
own half,
Mhm.
inside our 18-yard box. We were right next to Unana for majority of that game. We were playing a little bit on the counter with the Rashford goal, where Bruno was way ahead as the main forward. But we did have a bit more possession.
Nordin, that's because Manchester City, they are that good. They keep hold of possession, and if the opposition team keep hold of the possession and the game plan is to stay compact, you can't run around, because City, they drag out the opposition team with their possession play. So we had to just fall back. That's the only where you can go if you play against a team like that. If you have that kind of setup.
I fundamentally disagree, Jarvis. Manchester United to play specific low block against Manchester City was specifically we played inside our own box, right? That's what we did. Majority of the game, we were inside our own box. Yes, Man City keep the ball, but other teams sometimes hustle Man City and get the ball back and actually have a bit of possession. We didn't do that. Tonight, that's what I'm saying to you. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm imagining these things. But tonight, and against Arsenal, I saw the team go halfway line. I saw the gap between the defense and the midfield closed up. The midfield and the attack closed up. I saw that. I saw we were moving like that. At times we were moving backwards, then moving, holding in the middle, then moving forward. That's what I saw. It's completely different. Yet, in terms of playing Bruno with that tactic, playing Bruno as the false 9, 100% I agree. But in terms of where we were on the pitch, majority of our team was just defending. And Man City, and we were doing what I call shadow pressing. We weren't pressing properly. We were just shadowing Man City players, and they were just bang, 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 keeping possession. But tonight, at times, I thought we were aggressive when we won the ball back. The crowd was up. We got after the game after, and I thought Amrabat gave us that physicality. He puts his leg in, he puts his foot in to win the ball back, and people were closer together than to pounce as a team. We weren't doing it individually, one by one. Usually we were just one against Man City. We were just saying half the ball, hotcake in that corner by yourself. Tonight we were not, because everybody was close. And I actually think Scott McTominay, same again against Arsenal. He won a lot more tackles of the pitch because the team is closer together. It was closer together. He would go for it and then try to win it, and then somebody will pick up the ball. But yeah, 100%. I thought the quality Ahmad showed. I just find it. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked that this kid is not being played majority of the season. But I'll ask you, Jarvis, why do you think that is? I'm just dumbfounded.
He was injured. He missed preseason with the injury, or half of the preseason, and he was injured up until Christmas.
till December. Why has
Yeah.
he not had chance from? Okay, forget December. So you say to him for December to recuperate from February onwards. Why has he not had a fucking chance? Why?
No one can say. I don't know. He's definitely a baller. He's a best ball playing attacker we have. He knows what to do with the ball. He's good. You could see it. He's in balance. He has great technique. He knows how to read the game. He's pressing in the right moments. He's intelligent. So, yeah, for me, it's baffling to I can't explain it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
big up
and
Rants,
that's
big up Rants, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. That's why I'm asking the question to all of you, and I'll ask you as well, Tom. Is it too little, too fucking late? That's the question, Tom. Is it too little, too late?
Absolutely. Yeah, big up Rants anyway. Yeah, it is too fucking late. You know, if you wanted to make these changes that we said to the style and everything, you could have done it, you know, months ago. I was sitting on there saying it about the style of play when we played away at Bayern Munich. I thought the system, the shape, it was fucking disjointed. We lost the game. It was leaking goals. Even then you go Copenhagen, you go Galatasaray. That Champions League group stage fell apart because A, we couldn't hold his bottle, and B, the midfield was so open. We played basketball matches against teams the best teams in Europe. That's not going to get you anywhere in football. It's not. You have Galatasaray, which is one of the best teams in Turkey. Copenhagen's the best that Denmark's got. You've got the best from Germany, supposedly, in Bayern. You're not going to win those sort of groups and those battles. In the Premier League this season, I think for me anyway, it's been an under par Premier League. I think it's been underwhelming from other teams, more teams than so. I think in terms of highlight teams, I think the only team that's had an amazing season outside of what you expect from a lot of the bigger clubs is Villa. That's it. Newcastle have had their problems this season and I think have struggled. Brighton have had the problems and struggled. Brentford, all these sort of teams that have been pushed up the weight the last couple of years, they've almost come back down a level because they can't keep up with the demands or the expectations, or they've got other commitments, Europe football or whatever. But no, for me with Ten Hag, he could have done these changes months ago and weeks ago. I'm at exactly the same thing. He's known Anthony's been underperforming for fucking 18 months. He's known he's not a fan favourite player. So you can't give me that sort of bullshit that the fans want him to play week in, week out. He's not the what's it called? PR player. He's not one of the club's fantasised players like Rashford is the poster boy or Bruno is the club captain. He's not that sort of status in the football club. So what can we really put doubter on Ahmad for? What? Because he had a bit of a layoff because of an injury. Kobe Mino had a layoff for injury. As soon as he was back from and he was fully fit. Ten Hag started playing him. So what's the issue been with Ahmad? And there was that highlight that came out in a training drill. I think it was about 2 months ago, and it was Ahmad and Anthony on the right wings. And for 20 seconds they showed you what Anthony's got, and for 20 seconds they showed you what Ahmad got. Anthony couldn't even get past the fucking player. I think he was playing up against Johnny Evans. Ahmad, he put the ball through his fucking legs and put it in the corner. And I just look at the qualities between the two players, and I think, in terms of development, we have underwhelmed this kid massively, and we're holding him back. I'm telling you now, you are holding this kid back because if you do not take a chance on this kid now and actually start playing him, he will go somewhere else and he will be a superstar. Mark my words. I called it here first. He's a proper player. He's got the skills. He's got the attributes. In terms of even being a little, people define him as being little. He's quite built for and physical for a player. He doesn't get brushed off the ball.
He's strong.
That's what I mean. The Arsenal game should show you that. He had Thomas Partey, a proper CDM, balls in straight into him. He didn't fall over. Partey had to go onto the floor and slide it just to stop the ball running off of him and actually getting a shot off. So for me with Ten Hag, he's not identified players in this squad that have been there all along that he could have used and actually give them a chance. Maybe, if he wanted to make changes that way. He failed to identify that he can just revert back to what he did last season. And if he'd have done that ages ago, do you know something? With how shit the league's been this season, Villa, if we'd have been playing like this for a majority of this season, do you know what? Villa's had a couple of games where they've had stinkers. They have had stinkers in a couple of games. We maybe could have added up the points that way. But for me, the most important thing, if we're going to play like this, like Nuruddin said, is the compactness has to stay the same. If the compactness stays the same, fair enough. You're not going to have you're not going to create as many chances because it's not an open match. If you go to Manchester City and you play a basketball match, you're going to be 3-4-0 down easily, and you're going to get beat badly. They're off of winning the league title. They failed in the Champions League to retain it, and they've not got any, and they didn't get anywhere in the Carabao Cup. So they want to do the double. That's Pep Guardiola's sort of mindset right now. Is we've got two things to play for. We have one thing to play for, and that is that cup final. So if any of these players need motivation, you're playing against Manchester City, you're playing against the best fucking coach in the world, and finally you've got, what is it, the allocation that you get? I think it's 45,000 into it. You've got 45,000 Manchester United fans that are going to be at one end of the field fucking screaming for you. Play for the fucking fans. If they've made a decision on Ten Hag and the players know about it, that's fine. I couldn't give a shit about that. Managers come and go every couple of years. That's fine. And this legacy in football and this fantasy that people have, that you're going to have a manager like Fergie who's going to be here 10, 20 years, 2 decades. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. When I look at football now, Chelsea's the best example. They sack managers every 3 years. They've won league titles doing it. They've won Champions Leagues doing it. They've won more trophies with their way of thinking, with how they recruit managers and get rid of them and then move on and do new things together as a group. They've won more things than us. That model works in football. It's a ruthless model, and it's not something that football clubs maybe should be about from the past because you got given time. But in football now, there is no time. Football is about finances, what you get for being in European competitions. And if Man United fall short of that, they will hurt like an honestly, they'll hurt. No Vaseline. It will hurt because the finances are already tight as it is. And then you cut away the European money, you're going to be on watertight strings. And these people that sitting here saying now, oh, why are we trying to get Tosin as Varane's replacement? We're skinned. We are fucking skinned. We're still £1 billion in debt. I think people still forget all these external factors. But if they do stick with Ten Hag, listen, I don't think Ineos is serious for me. I really don't. I think I've seen enough for the whole season. And look, if we were in a position where we should be challenging for league titles, and he fails to identify that he has to change the style to suit just so that we can get results to compete for a league title, that's concerning. If you can't identify that things are going wrong, because if you can't identify that things are going wrong, it takes one game you'd have one slip up in this league and you lose the league title. Arsenal and Liverpool will tell you that they lost on the fucking same day. And when both of them lost on that same day, Arsenal lost to Villa and Liverpool lost to Palace. Yeah. On that same day, one slip up has fucking cost them. This guy, you cannot allow having this many slip ups in the season and expect to get away with it. So if they stick with him, I'm honestly, I don't see the football side of it. The only way that I can see why they would do that is there's a lack of marquee options in the market that they're not going to have to pay stupid money for. That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah, man. Big up, Tom. Lefto, do you think Erik Ten Hag's been told how to play since the 4-0 whacking at Crystal Palace? A lot of people are saying it's Jason Wilcox.
No, I fully agree. Obviously, if they want to implement something, that, they have to that is why I think that, like I said in the previous shows, why he's been, at trainings. He wanted to see what is happening, what's causing the injuries, what are we actually doing, So I think he has been somewhat trying to actually try and implement a style as early as possible to going into next season, and they want to see how he does if they tell him to implement the style. They're not waiting till next season to find out whether he'll be able to adapt to or follow the style that we are trying to implement. So obviously they sent him there, Wilcox, to our training sessions and everything, to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, because we haven't been seeing anything. But let's just see. Personally, I think he needs to go. I don't see him implementing that style of football that we need. I think they need to start up fresh with some of these players gone, with a new manager who's going to come in and dives right into that and drills it into these football players. Because apparently I'm hearing that what he does is give players DVDs and and tells them to go and learn, go and see how we pass, how we do our passing drills and how we do in this. Doesn't do it in training actually. So there was no drilling that's been done. You can see even with the defensive, the way the team is defending. At some point, it's not cohesive. There's one player who's just keeping someone on side. They're not moving in a line, in a defensive line. Like how a coach team should be moving. So there's a lot of things that have not been coached. You can see it. There's just not have been basic coaching and good enough coaching at this club. I think we're the worst coached football team in the entire league, if I'm being honest, judging by everything I've seen. So he just needs to go. It just hasn't worked out. Like, I just feel like there's too many factors that came into place, but sometimes there's two things can be right. It's either the players were just not good enough and the coaching was also not good enough at the same time from years of no coaching. So I don't know, like personally for me, I think he needs to go. He just needs to go, man.
Big up to you. Big up, Lesso. Masaifa says Eric Ten Hag weak squad to blame players plus sway fans. Jarvis, can you make a case for Eric Ten Hag to stay for Manchester United?
Most definitely, because we have had injuries. Just I know everybody thinks it's an injury excuse, but when you think of it, if you have a group of players, let's say 20 players, 25 players, and half of that group is injured over, let's say, from 3 to 6 months during season, how can you keep up? Because Nurdin, same as everybody's played football, you play as you train. And if 10, 15 of those players in training is academy players, it's not at the level it needed to be. You can't keep it up.
My problem is not being with the injuries, Jarvis. My problem is the shape of the fucking team. That's what been my problem. That's why I'm not been going to games, Jarvis. Not because we've got injuries. I understand about the injuries. I'm talking about when people are defending Eric Ten Hag and want me to believe that this is the way to play with one pivot, one single pivot, and wide open spaces. I was done, and I saw it on the Champions League, and that to me sits the system for me. That's the reason why I want to get rid of Eric Ten Hag, because I actually think he's not adapted to the Premier League. He does not adapted to where he is, the football club, or else he would not have watched us to get 7-0 and 6 and 4 goals in 44 minutes against Man City. He doesn't understand where the fuck he's at, and he's stubborn and not adapted. And now 2 players who's giving us a bit more composure on the ball, right? Amrabat and Ahmad. He's kept them out of since fucking February. He's not played them at all. So for me, the reason why he has to go is because of his stubbornness. The reason why he didn't learn. The most important thing why he has to go, Jarvis, is because regardless what you have, regardless if you've just made a team, you can set a team up to be compact. You can get a team to move along with each other. Whether you are going mid-block, whether you are going full press, whether you are doing low block, you can organize a team to be closer to each other. And he's not done that, but go ahead. I'm going to just mute and listen
No. You make a lot of valid points, and it's hard to argue when it comes to his stubbornness. And in retrospect, it's obviously that Ten Hag rushed the process too much. And he didn't understand the league and didn't understand his squad and Man United at the current moment, because this process started this summer when he started to play. He played Sancho in the false 9. He took in Kobe Mainu in the central of the midfield. He wanted to play more progressive, and he wanted to go with the single pivot, play with high press, try to try to have high turnovers and score a lot of goals. So he rushed the process, and then injuries came. He didn't understand what happened, and he was stubborn and just kept on going, kept on trying, but it didn't work. So in retrospect, yeah, he should have pulled the emergency brake a long time ago. But okay, can the manager learn? Yeah, I think he can learn, because we have seen now in the last couple of games he have changed his style a little bit, and maybe he's too stubborn. He have given his favorite players a little bit too much time, but there's no way back from for Anthony now. I think Amad Diallo has established himself as the first choice on the right wing for me now, and with his performance the last couple of games has been amazing. And the same with Amrabat. I think Amrabat shows us that we have been missing a proper defensive midfielder who can actually fill that role, but he need a little bit of help. And Mainu is getting better and better. He's coming into this role. He's young. He's 19 years old. So I see something to build on. And I think with a couple of more signings, maybe 3 to 4 starters this summer, can help us progress and make us better. And my last argument for Ten Hag is we have been trying to sack the manager now since it's 10-15 years. No manager had been in the job for more than 2 years. Maybe Solskjaer was 2.5 years, but let's just see the process through. It's like it's only darkest before the dawn. So maybe we'll get better. I'm clinging to that hope.
You make a case, Jarvis. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But my biggest thing is I understand about the injuries. I'm just not having kamikaze fucking basketball vacation of football. I'm not having that. I'm not having us all over 6 of the pitch and then there's nobody in the fucking. I'm not having that. I'm not. And as a footballer, it's an insult to my intelligence and to all of the fan base's intelligence to go, no, that's because of the injuries. No, it's not fucking because of the injuries. It's not because of the injury. It's because you choose to play like that. You choose to play that kamikaze football. You choose to play that basketball caves football, which saw Rose get knocked out of the fucking Champions League in a very weak group. We should have finished second. We should have finished second.
That Bayern Munich team was up for beating. They weren't good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it just shows me. But one thing I'm pleased about tonight is that I'm really genuinely and happy for Rasmus to score. And what I like about it is he's got good technique on his right foot. It's not like fucking Anthony. You know what I mean? He's actually can whack the ball or can place it with his right foot and has got a bit of direction for a player who's heavily left-footed. You know what I mean? So I'm so happy for him. I thought Garnacho was quiet tonight. He looked tired again. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the second half, he was closer to my side, and I could see him mid-ball. He looked a bit tired. He looks tired, and he looks like he's another guy who is rest. He's literally clinging on for the dear life. No style of play to have been seen anyway. Yeah, big up. No, listen, 100%. He's hanging on for dear life. Big up Rance. Make sure you go and check out Rance's channel. But for me, I'm not having you insult. I'm not having no fucking manager ever telling me we can't be compact. We can't move as a team throughout the pitch. I'm not having that. At the highest level of football, that's the minimum.
That's
no open fucking spaces. I played in midfield, I swear to you, big up Eric. Woodhouse Park, if you know, that he would scream, midfield! He would stand on the touchline and scream, get the F back! He would be effing and blind going, pointing at me. And the others going, get back in here now! Like going crazy at us. And he would always tell us, stay compact. We become very difficult to beat if we're close to each other. And even then, in that football, it didn't mean we were all sat on the goalkeeper. At times, we were halfway line as a team. We were there. So that's what it is. But Tom, last word from the show, and to go to Leicester, and then we'll go back to Jarvis to finish off. Big up everybody with the chat, by the way. We've got over 200 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not really subscribed. We're shadow banned, we're demonetized. This is how it is, people. This is how it is. Free Palestine, free Palestine. They're attacking Rafah. They're killing journalists. They've kicked Al Jazeera out of Israel. It's like they don't want anybody to know, to cover up the crimes that what they're committing. So yeah, it is what it is, people. We stand with the Palestinians, with the Congolese people, with the Sudanese people. We stand against the Emiratis and the Zionists. We stand against the people who are killing people in the Ogaden region and in the Tigray region in East Africa as well. Love and light, people. Please smash a like. There's over 200 of you in here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only thing that I think we can really take from now maybe to Brighton is that use it, I guess, as a trial run. You're away from home. You're going to be in an atmosphere where you're going to get booed, jeered, whatever. It's Brighton's final home game of the season, so they're going to want to finish strong, as it is anyway. They've had, to be fair, considering they've had injuries, they've done quite well. European football commitments as well on top of that. So I do look at going into that final game. I'd use it as almost a bit of a trial run. If you want to use a game for once, Eric Ten Hag, to try something new or try something different and trial it in an actual proper game where you're going to be pressed, you're going to have a team that's disciplined with the ball at the feet, can play out from the back, almost a hybrid to City. This is the perfect game you can trial it against. Now, if it goes with the compact system like we're on about saying, that's fine. Because I've said this before, so long as you can have three midfielders that can shift from one end of the field to the other and side to side when you're defending against play, you're gonna probably combat City quite well. Or you can adopt it and just play a different formation and probably maybe put five at the back. We've played five at the back, and when Ollie was here and we got results against City, it works. There's a bit of an ethos to it. Whether we have the players to play it on, I don't know, but the problem, I think, with us is we've got a massive reliance, especially on the starting lineup right now. We don't have any options really to come off of the bench. And when I look at quality, if it's not going well for Ahmad in the game or something, for example, you're bringing on Anthony, and Anthony's not giving us anything. He's not giving you fuck all for 18. He's not giving us really much for 18 months. Barring what he did against them fucking Coventry players, it's fucking petty. But I look at the mentality, like I said, of some of the players anyway. It has to improve for that final, because if you don't have 11 players on that pitch with a mindset of that you can beat Manchester City, you can play against them and actually compete against them, you've got no chance. You have to go and this is what I say with our team. The stage that we're in right now. If it does end up that they are on about keeping him anyway, fine, whatever. But if you're going to go and keep him, you have to have a consistency there. Because if you get 5 games into the season and we're playing basketball, football like we have been for most of the season, or it's this compact system that we're playing right now, what you Ineos, I would look at it as mugs and think, well, we've invested maybe 150, 200 million pounds in the guy, and he's just reverting back to type and doing exactly what he did last year. The thing with us as Manchester United fans is the way that we always structure our club is we structure it in 3 phases. Year 1, we'll let you have a feel for the year. Maybe work out some of the players who you want to keep, whatever, bring in a couple of your boys and try and implement a style and forfeit any trophies or anything. Just give us some good football and implement something. Year 2 is where you then dump a lot of the players off the bandwagon. You get people out the back door. You bring in more of your own boys in who you're comfortable with, who you know that are going to understand the way that you want to play and get high quality performance out of. And then you can maybe push on them, maybe win a cup or something, maybe have a little bit of a trial run in the league and see how far you can get. And then in the 3rd year, which is what we're going to eventually go into, you need to be challenging for the league title. Man United minimum spend 150, 200 million pounds every single window. It shouldn't take this long with that level of investment, with the level of investment that we can pump in. It shouldn't take that lot. It shouldn't take 4 or 5 years to build a winning team. Minimum, I would say, for 3. But if he does get the go with it, fine. We're going to see if he has got the bollocks to play certain players. We'll see if he can actually coach with his own players and get something out of his own players or not. That's fine. But I've seen most of this team, let's say, that we've played with today, I would identify his players, some of his players that he wants. He didn't tell Delo that he wants him to go out the door. He brought him Onana. He didn't get rid of Wan-Bissaka when he probably could have done. Casemiro's his player. you can say the same. McTominay didn't want to get rid of McTominay in the window. He was clutching on for him to stay. Fernandes has kept him on. So I would identify him as being the Ten Hag player. He's kept him on. Even he could have dumped him on that second year, like I'm saying.
But Tom, do you think he should go up publicly and say that he wants players out before it's a done deal? Wouldn't that be counterintuitive because you will make the morale of the squad go down? Because you have to back your players as long as they are your players. That's just how it works. You can't go out in public and say, "I don't want McTominay," and McTominay stays.
The guy's a pathological liar anyway. He said that David De Gea, there's a contract on the table for him and blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, he pulled the contract from underneath him and you got rid of the guy completely. There was no farewell. There was no goodbye. There was no farewell video, nothing. There was nothing from Manchester United. It was a blatant push out of the door. And yeah, I think we'll all agree that we had to move on from De Gea. But you didn't give the guy the respect that he probably needed at that point. When I look at players now, if you get rid of players in the summer, I don't necessarily think Ten Hag has to give the nudge to say, get rid of this player. I hope when we get Dan Ashworth in and Wilcox and all these other guys, that they're going to look at some of these players and say, you're not fit to play for this club. Whether it's mindset, whether it's technical ability, whether it's quality, whatever it is, you're just not good enough. I hope they look at players, for example, if you look at Anthony on the training field and then you look at Ahmad and think, this guy costs £85 million, get the fuck out of here. Let's try and get his money back while we can. Because the more and more this guy shows how shit he is and he can't perform to the levels in this league, he might be able to go back to Ajax and do what he was doing and do the little twirly thing on the ball and he might catch a few eyes. But in the Premier League, you get found out. The speed of this league is completely different to any other league. Fast-flowing football. Casemiro looks like an amateur when he plays in midfield. He's not an amateur. He's won 5 Champions League medals for a reason. That's pedigree. And what Jose Mourinho used to say anyway, that's heritage. That's football heritage. Because he's done the biggest things that he can in football. He's not a mug, but he's come to this league and he's struggled because of the quality of this league. So I hope for our sake anyway, when we get rid of players, Ineos are going to make that judgment more so than Ten Hag. And Ten Hag, hopefully anyway, that I would look at it is, if they said to him, right, we're getting rid of Anthony, I hope that there's not a case of where he's going to blow up and say, no, I want to keep him. And like he did with McTominay and Maguire, we could have shipped both of them off to West Ham. And for whatever reason, he didn't want to get rid of them. And he wanted to recall them back and he wanted to retain them. That's not what I want at this football club. We need to be ruthless. We need to be thorough with our assessment of these players. Some of them have been here 4, 5, 6, 7 years and they've done fuck all for us. So as much as we're saying for Ten Hag, why should he deserve to stay at this football club? Why should you as a fucking player, when for 7 years you have failed? 100%. And it's not just, and like I say, like we're saying, guys, it's not just Ten Hag. Some of these players have worked under other managers, underperformed and failed. So as much as we can say it for Ten Hag, and I've said it anyway, I'd ship him out the door. I'd ship all of his fucking players that he's bought with him, and I'd probably build from scratch again because I'd only keep maybe a couple of the players that we have in the squad right now that I'd keep are from the youth team.
You know the worst thing, Tom? You know the worst thing, Tom? Our best centre half is allowed to go on a free. To be fair, since his time at Manchester United, he's not fit. He's played 50% of the time. So that shows me that you need to go for that reason, for me personally. He broke down too much. Go ahead, Lesso. Last word of the show. We're going to wrap it up. It's 1 o'clock in Norway out here. Go ahead.
No, I definitely agree with Tom in terms of, both players and managers need to go. I think we've seen enough up to this point where, especially when it comes to decisions, the board needs to be the one that makes decisions now. I don't think we brought a CEO here and a technical director, and we're about to bring a sporting director. For them to sit back and say, do you want to keep this player or not? They need to say, we've seen enough, we've assessed what we've seen, and we know that some of these players have been worked under previous managers. So if Ten Hag was to stay, then the structure needs to be the one that actually gets rid of these players. because we find ourselves in a situation where we keep in the same players. Some, I wouldn't be surprised next season I see, the likes of Anthony still being here if it was just down to Ten Hag. So this is a thing that a very important element we need to make sure that we change and restructure. So and besides that, it's almost the end of the season. It's the last game. It's time for the manager to actually experiment a little, and in preparation for the final, to see what works and what doesn't work. Play around with a lot of these players. Brighton are a team that's open.
Yeah.
They're a team that likes.
By the way,
attacking.
Lewis Dunk looks like he's out of the Euros. He's done something tonight. Lewis Dunk, their captain, their centre half.
Hey,
looks like he's out for the
bad.
season. Well, Todd, we might even miss the England squad. 8 in the league, 3 sheets. He needs to be kicked out of the Panton. I'll send him off. Criminal. Big up, France. Big up. Let me just get this super chat from my brother. I saw him tonight. Big up to you. HMZMH. I don't know what that spells, but big up to you. He says, big up Nuruddin. Met him outside Old Trafford. Nicest guy, free Palestine. Eric Ten Hag. Build around Ahmad. Yeah, 100% agreed. But yeah, go ahead. Finish, Lesso. So you don't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
All right.
Just didn't want to forget the super chat.
No. All right. Just to finish off the point, so obviously we know we've got the Brighton game next. Obviously we'll cover that in the match preview. But it's just for us. We've seen that Ten Hag can adapt, and when he wants to adapt, so that's the question. I'm still on the fence with him in terms of I don't know if he's gonna do it consistently. I'd love for him to have succeeded, but I just don't see him as the type of manager who's gonna all of a sudden, do something because, he sees that it's wrong. He does it because he's basically at the end of the road for him. So it takes a lot for him to change something, and you can't do that in this league where nothing is forgiving. So yeah, that's possibly my last word of the show, but.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. Listen, it is big up rants in the chat. Big up to every one of you in the chat. Please, let's get to at least 150 likes and subscribe to the channel as well. Jarvis, you got the last word of the show. Go ahead, and I want you to answer this question actually. Windy, big up our Windy, our sister all the way in the US.
Oh, the question. You folks forget that we need 2 good players for every position. So Ahmad and another player need to rotate. Yeah, that's true. And this have been some of the problems. And why do you need 2 players to rotate for every position? It comes both back to training and how you train and how you have several options when it comes to picking the team. But when it comes to Ten Hag, I will not sit down and cry if Ten Hag is sacked. It's not like that. But I think he has something good. And saying that he has no style or no tactics, I think that's an overstatement. It's not true. He has definitely a style. And if you look at every other up-and-coming manager, Thiago Motta, Michel, Xavi Alonso, they all think and do the same thing, like high press, high line, possession, shift play, try to build overloads. It's not that different. And Ten Hag is one of those. He has one of similar kind of style. So I'm intrigued. I want to see more. I think if we have the right players, the right structure around him, we can succeed. And sometimes you just have to take a step back to get the momentum to push forward. I can use an example today with, for example, Højlund. Sit on the bench for 80 minutes, have the time to sit and assess the game, look at the center backs, look what to do when you have the ball. And when he comes in, bam, you could see he was back to his old self. He was deadly. And it's just how life is. Sometimes you need to take a step back. And for us, maybe we just need to pull through now. It's a worst league finishing since 89-90. But I will say to you that season, Ferguson came in 8th and we won the FA Cup. and the rest is history. So maybe we could give him a chance and have a look at what's going on. At least half a season. If everything goes down the drain, December next season, okay, then it's time to just sack him. But I want to see more with the full squad.
Yeah, big up. That's that opinion to have. For me personally, it's too little, too late. I accept about the injuries, but I'm not accepting leaving Casemiro and exposing somebody like him on the open wide spaces, making Manchester United look like the Sahara Desert. I refuse that. I refuse that stubbornness to try to play that in the most physically demanding, where he plays player for player, one against one all over the pitch. Manchester United players don't have the physicality. They don't have the strength or the technical ability to be able to keep the ball. So I just don't know. Like I for me, it's clear he can do it, and that for me, he's a fraud because he can do it. Manchester United can play more compact, and he refused to do that. And that to me is a sackable offence because we didn't have to suffer. That don't mean that we would have won a lot of games if we were more compact, but we would have given ourselves a fucking chance, and we would not be -3. We're at a goal difference. We were not, because we would have created a lot more chances because the team who was together would create more. And if you pick the right players, and for me, for him overplaying Rasmus, me and you, Jarvis, remember we predicted when he was going to get injured, overplaying Garnacho, keeping with Rashford when he was on horrendous form all year, playing Bruno to death.
Yeah, I would say overplaying Bruno. You could see Bruno today with when he had the one game off. He was really energetic.
This is it. So for me, it just shows. I mean, he had 2 games off, didn't he? Crystal Palace he didn't play, and this game he didn't play. But at the end of the day, it shows to me it's just too many mistakes, and it's too little, too late, for my humble opinion. Too little, too late. And if they just sacked him, then I don't want him to sack just him. The 7 or 8 players need to go, and the medical department needs to go. The injury and rehab need to go. So it's not just Erik Ten Hag I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of a lot of people in this football club that are involved in the first team. Big up to our under 18. They came on the pitch tonight. They got a massive, huge cheer and a round of applause. And your favourite player, Jarvis, was on the pitch to present them the trophy. Brian Robson, and the whole stadium started singing. There's only one Brian Robson, only one Brian Robson. There's only one.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we gave them a massive cheer and applause. So big up to the youth team, big up to the women's team for winning the FA Cup. Men's team, you and Erik Ten Hag have all frauded me, bunch of cowards this season, and I've got nothing to say to you other than thanks to Ahmad for giving me a little bit of hope in football. I always said to you, a lot of people have told me, what's Ahmad done in a Manchester United shirt? He just wasn't enough. Then I'm like, no, he's got quality, this kid. He has something about him. He's got quality. He plays with intensity. He plays with aggression. He plays with calmness, technical ability. He uses his brain at times. Yeah, and he needs more games.
And he's not afraid. He has the right attitude.
I would want to. Yeah. Northern Amad Diallo has more goals from the gods than Peruvian Anthony in less games. Wow. Yeah, it shows you. Big up to Tom. But yeah, big up to everybody. There we go. We'll leave you to it. That guy, Red Devil, if you want to follow me, I'm here. Bowley77. Make sure you check out MUFC Realist TV on Mondays, Jarvis Corner at 9 o'clock UK time. Lesso Football TV, and Black Rain on Twitter. Black Rain on Twitter. Make sure you check him out. But big up to both of you. Bless up to everybody else in the chat. Please let's get to 150 likes. Palestri, yeah. I never got to see him play 6 or 7 games. For me, to judge a player, I need 7 games for me personally. That's me personally. I need 7 games to judge you play game after game, play game after game.
I give it to you. I gave it to you, Nordin. You said it on the other day when you actually defended Ahmad and Amrabat. You stood up for them, and now we see the result. So you're always the visionary.
I just say it as I see it, Jarvis. I don't have a magic thing. I've just watched enough football to know when players get given a chance, you can then comment on their game. You have to give them a chance. You can't just go fob them off. Oh, you're not gonna do anything. Mupsy, thanks, bro. I started nicking his chips. He had fish and chips outside Old Trafford. We were talking to him. Big up Mupsy TV, man. Make sure you check his Instagram out. Check out Mupsy. Hopefully, take this momentum to the FA Cup. Want to win to shut the City fans up. But that doesn't keep Erik Ten Hag as we sacked LTV winning it and finishing 5th. And that's the manager if one manager, Mupsy, is the one I regret. And Erik Ten Hag is not that guy. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, but we're sick of sacking managers. He's not the guy to do that to. He's showing enough of me disrespecting our intelligence, disrespecting our football heritage as a football club by playing that shit fucking football where there's gaps everywhere. I can't have that. I will never accept that from anybody. I'll accept winning. I'll accept losing. I'll accept drawing. I'll accept all of those things. But I will never accept shit tactics where there's gaps everywhere and there's zero midfield, where 6 players are up the pitch and everybody's like that. I didn't see that today. I didn't see anybody running that much because we were a bit more compact. And the same against Arsenal. I didn't really see it. Once or twice maybe in the game. But for large parts of the season, it was happening from minute 1 to last minute. And I'm not having it. I'm not having it. But yeah, free Palestine. Free fucking Palestine. Fuck fucking Zionist apartheid state of Israel. The regime who are committing a possible genocide, as the ICJ says. Fuck the people who are in the Congo, who are doing this child slavery for the cobalt. Fuck them. And we say fuck the Emiratis, the Dubai lot, who have got all their fingertips all over Sudan, try to rob the Sudanese gold. Sudan has a lot of gold in the world, and the people who own Manchester City are backing one of the generals to slaughter people, to commit a genocide in that country. So fuck them. Fuck the Arab Emirates, the owners of City. We're going to be organizing a fucking protest outside their fucking stadium. Watch and fucking wait, people. What else was I going to say? Yeah, free the people in Tigray, free the people in Ogaden in East Africa as well. Love and light, people. Take care of yourselves. And big up to Tom as well. Tom Journalist 1. Basically, a lot of you have been asking where Sean is. Sean's not been ducking. No, he's not. He's just he's in Nigeria at the moment, having fun with catching up with family and friends. So yeah, that's where he is. So big up to everybody. Love and light. Yeah. 115 out. There you go. Free Palestine and hail Russia. Well, I don't know. How about that? But yeah. Africa is the wealthiest country, 100%. Big up and God bless. Big up. Chester's Criminal 116. There you go. Take care, people. Take care. Guys, appreciate you. Good night. Take care. Let me know in the comments. Please make sure you comment on the comments. Like the video, those of you watching it later. Is it too little, too late? That's the question on Erik Ten Hag. On the players, it's too late for me. Players need to go. But is it too little, too late for Erik Ten Hag, especially how compact we've been in the last 2 games?
And tell me where I'm wrong believing in Ten Hag in the comments, please.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm open for a debate.
Yeah, 100%. See, that's what we love about Jarvis. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna. Restructuring ain't letting you down, man. And big up to our brother, Let's Go Football, all the way in Southern Africa, man. Hope it's not too cold. I see you cold in that big winter coat, bro. Take care. Love and light. And good luck with your delegation to the United Nations and everything else, man. Good luck. Love.
No, thanks very much. All love.
Take care, people. Free Palestine.
Okay.
Big up Rashid Arian, Sheikh Arian Rashid. Big up Khalis as well. He's not here tonight, but love to him. Take care. Good night, people.